Whenever the laws of any state are broken, a duly authorized organization swings into action. It may be called the state police, state troopers, militia, the rangers, or the highway patrol. These are the stories of the men whose training, skill, and courage have enforced and preserved our state laws. Christmas time, the holiday season, a time of merry confusion and festive excitement, long shopping lines and short tempers. Stores are crowded, offices close early, highways become congested with drivers on shopping sprees and families traveling to be with friends and relatives. This Christmas, like any Christmas, the Highway Patrol went to extra lengths to curb traffic accidents and prevent holiday tragedies. But unfortunately, all tragedies cannot be prevented with traffic controls.
Laura? I'm home. Laura? Julie? Where is everyone? Julie? Ted, dear, I've tried, I really have, but it just won't work. Julie and I have gone to my sister's in Silver Shores. Please, Ted, don't ask us to come back. Not yet anyway. Not till you and I are able to talk sense to each other and mean what we say. I'm sorry, Laura. Some Christmas.
Be able to find us if we're not home.
We'll put Aunt Sue's address on the letter, Julie.
Will he bring me a real live dog?
Let's hope so. You'll be sure and tell him about it in your letter.
I know all about that, Sue, but when did Laura talk to you? Well, then she couldn't have left here very long ago. She didn't expect to drive all night with Julie in the car, did she? Oh, I see. Well, she didn't say which motel she was stopping at, did she?
I wish Daddy was with us. He said he'd take me to see Santa.
Oh, I know, dear. But Daddy's been so busy.
Daddy's always busy. Do you still love Daddy?
Yes. Of course I do, honey. But, well, Daddy's so busy. He works so hard. He's away so much. He doesn't know how much we miss him.
I miss him right now. I don't think I'll like it at Aunt Sue's.
Well, maybe he'll miss us this time, huh?
No, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Now, don't tell her anything. Just forget I even called. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Sue. Right. Goodbye.
Evening, ladies.
Good evening. I see you have a vacancy.
Yes. Just the two of you?
Yes.
Suppose Daddy meets us here, Mommy.
He won't be meeting us, Julie. Just the two of us. Twin beds if possible.
Well, yes, sir. You just drive over to Cottage 8. Most places call them cabins, but we call them cottages. Sounds more dignified and respectable. It's my wife's idea. She's just full of dignified and respectable ideas. It's good for business, too.
Thank you.
Mommy, if we can go see Santa, we'd be sure he'd get my list.
We'll mail it first thing in the morning, special delivery. He'll be sure to get it in time for Christmas, okay? Now, you stop your fretting and go to sleep.
It isn't even dark out.
Well, it will be dark the minute you shut your eyes. You try it. Now, you go right to sleep so that we can get an early start in the morning, hmm? Because we've got a long drive ahead of us. Good night, dear.
Night, Mom.
Missing juvenile report on line 1, Dan.
Okay, thanks. Matthews, go ahead. So a kid is lost. What about this? Christmas time, they get lost all the time in department stores. What's this? When? What time? All right, I'll tell you what. I'll switch you to communications. You give them a description. We'll send out an APB. Now tell the mother to stay exactly where she is. Yeah, we'll be there as soon as we can.
Looking for Mrs. Spade?
That's right. Where is she?
Right over there in Cottage 8.
You run this place?
You bet. 14 years in this one spot. Clean, respectable, and dignified. Never a speck of trouble here until now. Oh, it's a terrible thing. Bad for business, too.
Stick around. We might want to talk to you later.
Yes.
Mrs. Spade?
Yes.
This is Sergeant Corey. I'm Dan Matthews, Highway Patrol.
Come in, please come in. Is there any news about Julie?
No, just a report you sent in. We want some more details. When did you find she was missing?
Oh, this morning about 6 o'clock when the alarm went off. She was sleeping right here in this bed last night, and when I woke up this morning, she was gone. I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all.
Yeah, I can see her clothes are still here.
Yes, all but her coat and her slippers. Oh, she's just getting over a cold, too.
Mrs. Spade, where were you headed? On this trip, I mean.
Well, to Silver Shores. My sister lives there. We were going there for Christmas.
And Mr. Spade,
Well, he's at home in town.
for the holidays?
Well, he's been very busy. He's been terribly busy, and he hasn't been able to get away at all this year.
What sort of work does he do?
Well, he's an architect. A very good one. He's working on a large project for the city right now, and, well, he hasn't had much time for anything.
How old is your daughter?
Just 6, 2 months ago.
And her father, he hasn't got time to be with her, not even for Christmas.
Well, Ted's worked a long time for this opportunity, and, well, I'm afraid Julie's used to not having Ted around.
What do you mean used to it? You having trouble in the family, something that might make Julie want to run away from home?
Julie wouldn't run away, Mr. Matthews. I know she wouldn't. She just wouldn't run away.
Corey, call headquarters. Get a couple of lab men out here. Alert all the roadblocks. Get in touch with the sheriff's posse. We'll need them to help cover the countryside.
Okay, Dan.
She can't be too far away, can she, Mr. Matthews?
Well, there's a lot of open country around here, and we don't know what time she disappeared.
But she's so little. A 6-year-old can't cover much ground.
She might have had help.
In a matter of minutes, the area around the motel was checked thoroughly for physical evidence. While the holiday road checks were ordered to examine all cars and hold any suspicious characters, the search party was organized. And with the aid of a sheriff's posse, walkie-talkies, and jeeps, the open terrain was scoured for clues of the missing youngster. All persons in and around the motel were questioned for leads. The manager came up with a big one. He had seen a car parked across the street from the motel for about an hour, between 3 and 4 a.m.
Dan. 3240 just checked in. They picked up the girl's father at a road check 14 miles south of here.
He's supposed to be working in the city. Which way was he headed?
Toward the city. And his car's the same make and color as the one the manager saw last night.
I'd have him pick him up and take him to headquarters.
Any news yet, Mr. Matthews?
Mrs. Spade, I'd like to ask you a question. Why aren't you traveling with your husband?
Well, I told you, he's working.
Did he have a reason to follow you here?
Follow me? I don't understand. You don't think Ted had anything to do with...
I don't know. Has there been trouble between the two of you? Because I don't think it's right for a woman to leave her husband and take her child away from home on Christmas Eve.
Well, I told you he's been busy. Well, and even if we did have problems, I don't see what they'd have to do with...
It's very important to the case. If you've had trouble, it has a direct bearing on the case. Now, look, Mrs. Spaeth, lose your pride for a minute. I'm not trying to write a gossip column. I'm trying to find a missing juvenile who happens to be your daughter. So tell me the truth right now.
Well, it's true. Ted and I have been having some difficulties, but we spend so much time away from home at his office or traveling. He just seems to forget he has a family. We thought we'd give ourselves a chance until after the holidays anyway, but it just didn't work out. Yesterday, for instance, he promised he'd be home by noon. Take Julie to see Santa Claus. We've waited for hours, Mr. Matthews. He didn't even call to say he'd be late.
Julie had good reason to run away.
No, Julie wouldn't run away. I know that.
Your husband, do you have any reason to come here and take her?
No. At least I don't think so. Oh, I don't know, Mr. Matthews. I don't know much of anything anyway.
Dan. Mm-hmm. One of the men in the field just brought this in. Child's handkerchief.
Where did he find it?
In a ditch about halfway up that hillside.
Yeah. Mrs. Spade.
Yes.
Did Julie have a handkerchief, or did she carry anything with her?
Yes, she had some with little elephants on them, and she had some others with the merry-go-round design. Why?
Like this?
Yes, that's Julie's. Where'd you find it? Well, it's Julie's.
Thank you very much.
Oh, no, wait a minute. These spots. What are these spots, Mr. Matthews? They look like blood.
We won't know. The lab will have to tell us.
It's blood, isn't it?
One day before Christmas, but no carols were being sung at the Brentwood Motel, for Julie Spaeth was still missing. And so far, only one clue had been found: a child's handkerchief, trimmed with fairy tale decorations and blood. The patrol car took the handkerchief to the crime lab to be analyzed. At Highway Patrol headquarters, the missing girl's father was being held for questioning.
Spade, I'm sorry to have to hold you like this.
So am I. I don't exactly enjoy being kept under guard for no reason at all.
There's a very good reason. Your daughter Julie is missing.
Missing? But I thought she was with Laura.
She was late last night or early this morning, but she's gone now.
And you think I had something to do with it, said it?
By the looks of you, I'd say you were up all night. We know that your car was parked between 3 and 4 this morning in front of the Brentwood Motel. Now, this needs some explaining. What do you say we start at the beginning?
Well, I got home about 6 o'clock last night. Found a note from Laura, my wife, telling me she'd taken Julie and gone to her sister's.
What, for a visit?
Not exactly. She was leaving me. We'd been building up to something like that for a long time, but I didn't think she'd do it now with Christmas and everything. First, I was sore. I called her sisters and found out she'd left a short time before and was planning to stop at a motel overnight. So I thought I could catch up with her, find her, make her come back to me, at least make her bring Julie back to me.
How did you find your wife?
I spent the night checking the cars parked at motels along the highway. Finally found her at the Brentwood Motel.
What did you do about it?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. By that time, all the anger was gone out of me, and I felt like an idiot. I was ashamed of myself. Ashamed of the way I'd treated Laura and Julie. I sat there, parked in front of that motel, I don't know how long, trying to get up the courage to go in and ask her to forgive me, take me back. What's the use? I couldn't do it.
What's the matter? You got too much pride?
Maybe. The way it looked to me then, Laura and Julie would be better off without me. It's better having no husband, no father at all than one that's never around. So I drove around till the sun came up. Then I headed for home.
All right, Mr. Spade, let's go.
Matthews, is there any word about it? Hello, Ted.
Hi, Laura. You all right?
Is there any word about that handkerchief, Mr. Matthews? Any word about Julie?
Nothing yet. We're doing everything we can.
What's this all about anyway, Laura? Did Julie run away or what?
I wish I could make some sense out of it, Ted. I can't. All I know is if I hadn't been such a little fool and run away, all of this wouldn't have happened.
You can't blame yourself for that. But I still don't understand how you could even begin to suspect me of kidnapping my own daughter.
You were combing the highways all night looking for your wife. When you found her, you didn't have guts enough to tell her how you felt. You wanted your wife back, but your pride got in the way. You could have even kidnapped your own daughter.
Laura, do you believe that?
No. But I would like to believe what Mr. Matthews just said about you hunting for me, wanting me back again. Is that true, Ted?
Dan. The lab report's in on that handkerchief. It's blood, all right. Dog blood.
Dog blood?
On Julie's handkerchief?
That's right. The lab checked it through twice to be sure.
It's funny. That's all she's been talking about this Christmas. A dog. A real live dog.
Check the dog pound, see if any strays are around. Maybe Julie decided to adopt one.
I'll call him.
Mrs. Spade, did Julie see a dog around here last night?
No. The only dog she cared about was the one Santa was going to bring her.
Yeah. I was supposed to take her to see Santa Claus yesterday so she could ask for the dog she wanted.
But you didn't take her?
No. Same old routine. My drawing board became more important than my family.
She had a letter. All about the dog. Ready to mail to Santa Claus.
Was it mailed?
No, it's inside on the... It was right here, so she wouldn't forget it this morning. Now it's gone.
She could have gone out early this morning to mail it and gotten lost.
Oh, it didn't have a stamp. Julie knew that.
She could have delivered it herself personally, you know.
Santa Claus?
Now, look. She's 6 years old. She believes in Santa Claus. She wants a dog. What would you do? Corey. How far is Twin Lakes from here?
4 or 5 miles.
All right, get some members of the search party together. I think Santa Claus is our man.
Send.
Get them together, will you?
Mr. Matthews.
What?
Is there anything I can do to help? I feel sort of useless.
You stay here with your wife.
But I feel that I'm to blame for this. If there was something I could do to help find Julie...
You stay right here. And by the way, if you see Santa Claus, tell him I'm looking for him.
Unfortunately, Santa Claus was in many places at once on Christmas Eve, but no clue to the whereabouts of Julie Spaeth could be found.
Thanks very much. Merry Christmas. Sergeant Corey, you checked all the Santa Clauses?
Hard to say, Dan. The men are still out rounding them up.
All right, bring a car around. One of these Santas got to be the real thing.
What did you say?
I said bring a car around.
Hello, Santa. I've been looking for you all over everywhere.
Looking for me?
Aren't you Santa Claus?
Oh, why, sure. Sure I am. How long have you been looking for me, young lady?
A long time. I found this puppy, but I had an awful time finding you. Can you fix his foot for him?
Well, why have you been looking for me?
I had to bring you my letter, didn't I?
Oh,
It hurts.
what?
His foot.
Well, come on, let's go inside. let's sit right here. There's your doggy. Now,
Santa, I'm hungry.
well, you just wait right here. What's your name, young lady?
Julie,
You like soup, Julie?
sometimes.
Well, I'll bet you'll like this soup. Yes, sir, this is good soup. Give some to the doggy. Yeah. You know, my mother made that soup.
Thank you. I didn't know you had a mother.
I certainly do. My mother's a sergeant.
A what?
A sergeant. She makes all the soup here at the mission.
It's good.
Now, tell me about your mother. Does she know where you are? Where is your mother?
Mommy's at the motel, I guess. And I guess Daddy's at home or at his office. He's always at his office. Santa, I know just what I want for Christmas.
You do?
Mommy and Daddy together.
Well, how can I fix that when I don't even know where you live?
You don't know? You forgot?
Well, I mean,
Santa Claus should know where little boys and girls live, but you forgot where I live. Cause I live so many places and no place at all.
forgot. Me? Who says I forgot? Why, all I have to do is call my office and ask my assistant to read your address from my record book. Now, you just wait right here, honey. I'll be right back. I gotta get some change.
Hold it, Santa.
Are you a police officer?
Highway Patrol. I'd like to ask you some questions.
Well, I'd like to ask you some questions. I was just on my way to call you. I've had a little girl on my hands for
Where is she?
inside. Looks like she's lost or something.
What's her name?
She says it's Julie. I've been trying to find out where she lives. Finally, I thought I'd better call you people.
We've been looking for her since 7 o'clock this morning. Why didn't you call sooner?
She just got here. But she's all yours now.
I'd like to have you come along with us.
What for? I haven't done anything wrong.
Yeah, I know that.
But this is Christmas Eve, and I'm Santa Claus. I got a big job to do.
This is part of it. Do you mind?
Laura, have something to eat.
Ted, I'm so glad you're here. I don't think I could have lasted it this long alone.
You're not going to be alone anymore. They'll find Julie. They've got to. Then you're going to have trouble getting rid of me.
Sounds good. Too good, Ted. You just can't give up your work.
No, and I can't give you up either. We'll figure it out. We have to.
If only we knew about Julie, if she's all right or...
Julie.
Julie! Daddy, I didn't know you were here.
Darling, come here.
Well, I guess I better be going. Lots more to do tonight. Lots to do.
Mommy, can't Santa stay with us? His mother's a sergeant.
Oh, of course he can, darling. He can stay with us forever and ever and ever if he wants to.
Now, don't you go running away again, young lady. You stay right here and take care of your mom and daddy.
I won't run away again, Santa. Not now, not ever.
Good. Then I guess I can go now.
Hey, wait a minute. How'd all this happen? Who are you anyway?
Who am I? Who am I? Huh.
Bye, Santa.
Oh, yes. Merry Christmas. How'd that sound, huh?
Oh, that was fine. Come on, get in. I'll drive you back to town.
No, thanks. I've got my own means of transportation.
Okay.